Welcome to the vocabulary wall chart for people using either the Unity or the Lamp Words for Life program. My name is Gail Van Tatenhove. Perhaps you've already purchased a vocabulary wall chart from my Teachers Pay Teachers store. Or maybe you're checking it out before buying it. Or maybe you're just exploring videos in order to learn more about AAC. Whatever your reason for watching this video, I'm going to walk you through important bits of the vocabulary wall chart, starting with some history. I've been making vocabulary wall charts for a long time. I started making them for the children and adults that I supported. In 2000, I started selling a CD with the charts that I made for people who were using sequenced versions of Unity 45, Unity 60, Unity 84, and Unity 144, plus Lamp Words for Life. All of those charts came on one CD. 20 plus years later, I still use those charts, and I'm working on updating them for the latest versions of the programs and making them available now through Teachers Pay Teachers. This is what a finished wall chart looks like. It's made up of 15 pieces of 8.5 by 11-inch paper that were trimmed and taped together. At my Teacher Pay Teachers store, there is a brochure that explains all of this. What I want to do in this video is explain a bit of the development and then the organization of the wall chart. The wall chart is authored with Microsoft Word tables. You see the lines for the cells. These lines do not print, but it's good to have the lines when you are working on the wall chart. If you want printed lines on the chart that you print, you'll need to add them yourself. I'm not going to try to teach you how to use Microsoft Word to do that or how to work with tables. I'm assuming you know that, or will search for resources to learn it. Page 1 starts with pronouns and people. First, I've added first-person pronouns for male and female gender. There are no non-binary pronouns on this chart. Most people who do identify as either male or female will remove the unnecessary first-person pronouns from the chart and use those spaces to code in the names of key people. You definitely want to add the person's first, last, and full name into the pre-stored vocabulary and get those codes added to the chart, as well as customizing with additional important people words. Page 2 contains determiners, articles, indefinite pronouns, conjunctions, and the start of verbs. You'll notice here that with the indefinite pronouns, I sort of ran out of space. I needed one extra key to put in anyhow and somehow. But the people who have used the chart said, that's okay. We've learned the pattern and we know how it works. So that's perfectly okay. You'll see that I've also at the top of verbs added morphological markers. And any of the verbs that are marked with an asterisk means that that verb is used in a pronoun-verb phrase. But the codes for all those pronoun-verb phrases are not on this wall chart. And up there in determiners and articles, anything there marked with an asterisk is an article. Page 3 continues with verbs from C to halfway through H. I've added some spaces that are blank, maintain some of those blank spaces. Let's think of that as wiggle room so that you can add some more words within the general organization without having to shift too much stuff around or without totally disrupting the alphabetical order. Page 4 picks up with more verbs that start with H and end with quit. Page 5 wraps up the available verbs. You'll notice plenty of space to add in more words. Any word in the green section that is marked with an asterisk, as is want, was, were, and would be available as a pronoun verb phrase. That's a repeat of what I said before. The wall chart shows the way you can say this word without using the pronoun in a phrase. Page 6 starts the next column in the wall chart and shows all the prepositions and adverbs currently programmed in the Unity 84 sequence program. I want to point out that there is no dedicated section on the wall chart for question words. Rather, they are interspersed throughout the chart. Who was with people words, what is repeated with the verbs and nouns, where is with the prepositions, when is with the adverbs, and you'll see on the next slide that how, which, and why are with the adjectives. And here you see them on page 7 with those adjectives. Not only do you have the morphological endings for adjectives, you also have one prefix, un. This came by special request from some language arts teachers. You can now build new words like unable, unafraid, or unashamed. Page 8 continues with adjectives, giving lots of room for adding new words. And adjectives wrap up on page 9. Color words, although technically adjectives, were placed in their own section by request of early intervention teachers. The same was true for numbers and numerals, and common classes for elementary level students. Page 10 ends the second middle column in the wall chart. It leads off with all the interjections in the Unity 84 sequence program. Next, you'll see vocabulary strategies. These are important for modeling and teaching children how to strategically communicate an idea when, first, the word is not pre-stored in their device, and second, when the child is unable to spell the desired word. So they are placed on the wall chart intentionally near the alphabet. Page 11 starts the third column of the wall chart with nouns. Once again, there are blank spaces in order to customize additional important nouns. Page 12 takes us from F to M. Page 13 continues with N through S. And page 14 wraps up nouns. Finally, page 15, the last page, separates out time words, directions, math concepts, money words, and shapes. There was a great deal of debate with teachers about this, but the overall consensus was that separating these words out on the wall chart from the grammatical groups helped them when doing classroom lessons. When you buy the wall chart at my Teachers Pay Teachers store, you'll get the following things. The wall chart for the specific program, formatted two ways, in Microsoft Word and as a PDF file. The Word file will allow you to make changes and customize the chart as needed. There is also a brochure that gives you guidelines for customizing or changing the wall chart, pointers for before you print it, steps for making the 15 pages into a wall chart or booklet, and 10 tips or ways to use the wall chart. Finally, there are two vocabulary sorts, alphabetical and categorical. Again, they are provided as a Microsoft Word file, so you can easily add to it, and a PDF file. There are 1,007 words on the wall chart. The alphabetical list is the easiest for learning if a word is on the chart, and the categorical list is the best for finding it on the wall chart. Let me briefly take you step by step through what you'll be doing to make a vocabulary wall chart. Once you download it from my Teachers Pay Teachers store, for the bargain price of $8, I suggest you first read the brochure. Then open the Microsoft Word file and do a Save As. That's good insurance, because if you mess up, you have a clean copy saved. Do any desired customizing and save that file. Now you are ready to print out the 15 pages of the wall chart. Once you've printed out the 15 pages, you have to make some decisions about format and then finishing. If you decide to make a wall chart, you can protect the chart with either contact paper or with lamination. If you have access to a large format laminator, you can trim all the pages, assemble them, and then run it through the laminator. I have a personal home-size laminator, so I laminate each of the 15 pages individually, then trim them, and then assemble them. When making a booklet, I suggest that you either have the pages laminated and then assemble them, or you can put each page in a page protector and then assemble them in a ring binder. I've decided to go the route of making a wall chart and laminating the pages with my personal laminator. I've printed out each of the 15 pages, laminated them, wrote the page number on the back with a dry erase marker, and then trimmed off the bits along the edges. Then I put them together by using packing tape on the back side. If you're careful trimming, they should fit together. Mine have never been perfect, so I don't worry about it, and I hope you don't either. Step 5 involves the steps I just did of protecting and trimming the 15 individual pages, and step 6 was the assembly into a wall chart. I could have taken the 15 pages that I laminated and using spiral binding made them into a booklet. But instead I'm going to have to print out another set, relaminate them, and do that again. You're now ready to start using the wall chart. Each of these 10 ways to use the wall chart is described in the brochure in more detail. Teachers, speech-language pathologists, and parents have used the wall chart as a visual reminder and dictionary for the vocabulary identified as high priority for targeting and teaching activities. They've used it as a visual reminder of the pattern for saying each part of speech and the morphological variations. They've used it as a tool for modeling. They've used it as a tracking system for recording vocabulary used by the person. They've used it as a system for documenting customized words. They've used it as a teaching tool for focusing on key concepts during classroom lessons. They've used it as a word bank for possible words for questions or any language-based assignment. They've used it as a sentence building tool to help the person construct sentences. They've used it as a visual tool for discussing syntax and morphology, and as a backup system to a device. And I'm sure you can think of a lot more ways that you can use it in your classroom. Thank you for your interest in the vocabulary charts. I hope it will help you do good work with people who use AAC, and you'll share your success with me and with others.